This Wisconsin and Southern locomotive ended up on its side, and the derailment here in Hartford injured 2 people. So what caused all this? Well, it could be argued that it was all just a freak accident. This body cam footage is courtesy of the Hartford, Wisconsin Police Department. And Hartford is around 35 miles northwest of Milwaukee, and the Wisconsin and Southern is a regional railroad operated by Watco that runs in southern Wisconsin and northeastern Illinois. This all happened around 9:10 in the morning on June 30th, 2025. In this shot, you can see 2 locomotives on the ground. Another one was off the tracks nearby. And it looks like the lumber that one of the cars was carrying is spread all over the ground. Looking at the locomotive's truck, which houses the traction motors that turn the wheels, you can tell this is an Electromotive Division General Purpose or GP Series unit, specifically a GP38-2 built in 1979. In addition to number 3894, 2 other GP38-2s were also in this lash-up, 3893 and 3890. These still images are courtesy of Hartford Fire and Rescue. After the derailment, first responders had to prevent a diesel fuel leak from one of those locomotives from spreading to a nearby waterway. Now, railroads investigate their own derailments and report the findings to the Federal Railroad Administration. In a Rail Equipment Accident Incident Report, which is available on the FRA's website, here's what the Wisconsin and Southern said happened. Quote, as they approached the quad lead switch at milepost 124.54, they encountered a tree across the tracks. The crew struck the tree, dragging it with them until the tree struck the quad lead switch. This caused the main line switch to line for the lead, causing all 3 locomotives and 16 cars to derail. Fortunately, no hazardous materials were released from any of the freight cars. According to a railroad injury and illness summary, 2 of the crew members on board were hurt. The form says the conductor was treated for a collapsed lung, minor brain bleed, and bruised ribs. And a student conductor was diagnosed with a concussion. Okay, let's take a look at where all this happened. These images are courtesy of Google Earth. The derailment occurred at a lead that serves an industrial park. And there's a switch or turnout here on the main line that can be thrown to get trains onto that lead. Although it may be pretty obvious, let's see how turnouts work. This is file footage of a setup that's similar to the one encountered by the train in the Hartford derailment. In this case, a hand throw moves a switch rod which is connected to points which move, determining which track the train will take. The points are tapered, allowing them to make flush contact with the other rails. And the guardrails here, and what's known as a frog, make sure wheels stay pointed in the right direction. Some switches are manually operated while others are powered and can be remotely thrown. Now, I would imagine it would take a lot of force to dislodge the points in a turnout. According to the Rail Equipment Accident Incident Report, the train here was going 37 miles per hour when it hit the tree and derailed. Okay, so it's not all that uncommon for trains to hit trees or limbs. Oftentimes, they're just pushed out of the way or obliterated. But that's not always the case. Here's a recording of a minor incident on CSX.
CSX Equipment Defect Detector, milepost 564.0.
This happened in Atlanta in September 2024 after prolonged storms pounded this part of Georgia.
Hey, dispatcher, Jacksonville, answer.
That is G346, over.
G346, 25, over.
That coal train hit a tree just north of the DD, and we drug some debris of it across the DD, got dragging equipment, axle 1.
Fortunately, the crew was able to solve the problem without incident.
Hey, dispatcher, Jacksonville, answer, over.
346, we're on the move. Got the limb removed, over.
The next day, I went to the scene. I think this was the tree in question, but it's hard to say for sure. Now, according to the Rail Equipment Accident Incident Report from the derailment in Hartford, 2 of the locomotives and 14 of the cars were scrapped due to extensive damage. That form says there was $2,390,000 worth of equipment damage and $121,000 of damage to the right-of-way. But ultimately, let's just hope the 2 people who were injured are doing better now.